Well, we're back. Hello again. It seems like just 2 minutes ago we were talking to you.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do you wear the same shirt every day?
Well, we're going to have to bring shirts and change them
You
because we
know, just
record
to
multiple ones.
just to make it look like we've changed.
How about you wear my shirt and I'll wear your
I
shirt?
think that'll be fine. I wonder
Okay.
if we could actually do like the magic of television and I could take the shirt off and pass it right through into your screen. I don't know.
Hey,
All
we
right.
were going to talk about, we had picked a topic, but I just thought of another topic that might
Okay.
actually be more interesting. We had been discussing, I think it was you and I or some of us, AI generated photographs.
Yeah.
And just last week, I guess this company submitted a photograph into a contest. It won. Then they revealed it had been AI generated.
Yeah.
So I was telling my son, who's in school for computer stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and he said that there's a debate going on whether or not it should be embraced and used because it is a part of modern life, or
Yeah.
it should be, teachers should say no using Chat GPT to do assignments. So my son on his own went to Chat GPT and he asked Chat GPT this question: is a photograph created by AI a real photo? And this is the computer's answer. The answer to whether a photograph created by AI is a real photo can be somewhat subjective and depends on how we define real.
Hmm.
From a technical standpoint, a photograph created by AI is a digital image file that can be viewed and shared just like any other digital photo. However, there are some important differences between photos created by humans and those created by AI. One key difference is that photographs created by humans are typically the result of a deliberate and intentional act of capturing an image of a real-world subject through a camera lens, whereas AI-generated images are created through a logarithmic, I can't say that word, say it for me,
A logarithmic.
a logarithmic
You
process
said it.
that will that may not involve an actual subject or a physical camera. This means that AI generated images may not necessarily represent something that exists in the physical world. And then it talks about how when we create a photograph, they're created by humans to express ourselves, where I'm not sure what it means when a computer generates it. So what are your thoughts on AI generated photography?
Yeah, mixed. I've heard two arguments so far. One is that they are photographs. I don't feel that they are because I'm maybe traditionalist in my mind, and a real photograph it has intention. On the other hand, I've seen a good presentation. As a matter of fact, DeWitt Jones, the legendary Nat Geo guy, did a pretty nice presentation out in Hawaii in our contemplative retreat. And he said, while it's not necessarily my imagery, the ideas and the inspiration that he receives from that for his then real photography, he finds to be rather healthy. So I wonder, is there value in it for inspiration to be able to say what you would like an image to look like and then see what it is? And as you keep putting it in, it gives you iterations after iterations after iterations to where you finally say, oh, that's a pretty clever idea. I can do that.
Well, maybe we should be asking too, is it art? I mean, if you were an ad guy and developing an ad for a product and you could do it more quickly, more effectively, and cheaper using AI, I'm all for it. But
Yeah,
when we create images and we call it art, here's a thought I had too. Let's pretend it's your birthday and I give you a watch and I tell you, John,
that'll never
this
happen.
watch was once, pocket watch was once owned by George Washington and he carried it on his inaugural day.
Yeah,
You would value that.
big time.
Now, later, I tell you, John, that's just a fake, cheap eBay watch I purchased for you. What value does it have now?
I would probably say something like, that doesn't shock me coming from you.
Well,
Oh, that wasn't what you're looking at. Yeah, they would.
well, believe me, I wouldn't have spent more than $10 on your
That's that
gift
was.
anyway.
Yeah. So
But
I would have early on, I would have guessed that it wasn't really from George Washington. So that you probably wouldn't have had to tell me. But that's a great, I love your analogies, and you have great analogies for lots of situations. And that's right. I mean, So it's fun and it's nice. You know, we've sort of been down this road already with HDR, right? High dynamic range, and using that to look like these very affected images. And that was a fad and a phase. I wonder, is AI generated going to be a fad or a phase?
Well, again, for business or advertising, I'm all for it. But when someone says this is artwork I created and he did it through AI, I just don't buy that it's art.
It doesn't feel like that to me at all. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think art needs a more than words, but you know, I guess could you argue, Cole, that somebody writing a book is painting pictures with words?
Yeah,
Now
but
AI is just saying, I'm going to take those words and turn them into a visual.
well, here we are saying that photographs are worth 1,000 words. There's no need to speak. And now we're taking words and creating photographs. Bizarre.
Yeah, it is kind of odd,
Yeah.
but hey, let us know what you think on this crazy world of AI generated imagery. I was
Yeah.
reluctant to say, you know, art, because it really doesn't feel that way to me. It certainly is fun. I've seen some great images created that are great and enjoyable, but to call it art, I think is a stretch.
Yeah. And would you create an AI generated image and submit it to some contest and say,
Never.
this
No,
is my photograph? My
never.
son argued that it's not a photograph.
Yeah.
That's what his argument was. It's not a photograph.
Well, a photograph is right, is painting with light. So you're using that camera to capture now pixels and put it onto a sensor. To me, that's a very intention filled act, you know,
Yeah.
and you connected with that subject matter and making something very consciously.
Or are we just two old dinosaurs and we're, fighting this maybe as we would have fought digital photography and saying, no, it needs to be with film. And it's not
Yeah,
really I don't know.
I don't
Okay,
think so.
everyone. Love to
I think
hear
so.
your
Yeah,
thoughts.
give us your thoughts, and we'll be back next time with different shirts.
Well, we're going to do another one right after this. We're going to be wearing the
We
same
might as well
shirt
do another one, Cole.
again.
You bet. All right.
Okay. See y'all.
See you, folks.